Hey guys, Kitty Caliper here, and welcome to my 100 days, unlike anything you have seen before. Why? Because we will be doing it the pro-ish Ark player way. But first, let's give credit to where credit is due, to Luke the Notable, the wonderful Zany Zebra, and of course, all my amazing friends who not only influenced me to do this, but encouraged and supported me along the way. This 100 days will not only be set in extinction, we will be surviving the snow, but I will also attempt to complete the OSDs, because I love prezzies! And since I am only pro-ish, I really don't think I can do hardcore, so I set up some rules for myself. Since I'm a kitty, I only have 9 lives. If I leave the snow biome, I only have 24 in-game hours to get what I need, with the exception of the drops, of course. I like to improvise, so Past Kitty doesn't know she's doing drops until further into the video. And this is my first 100 days, so be a little gentle on me. Before we begin, I want to say a great big thank you to all my current subscribers and now new. If we reach 1,000, I have a very, very special video plan that involves the Ice Titan. So don't forget to smash that sub button, leave a like, and stay till the end for an extra special surprise. So without further ado, let's begin. Day 1 started like any normal day in Ark. Freezing, confused, in danger? I had to look around, from my left to my right, and being my normal self, I ran straight towards it. Then I realized that I should probably move somewhere safe. So that's what I did. I gathered enough to get myself a pick and rocked some of that trendy cloth clothes. I collected some flint and got myself a torch, which I'll probably always forget to use. Notice my health there? The struggle is real. I got a shirt and some sticks, but most importantly, fire! I leveled up some fortitude because we're definitely going to need some of that, and got started on my cozy little house. Yep, right above a cliff, where things can fall off. Seems like a great idea to me. As I was gathering, I noticed something far in the distance. Depending on how this goes, I could get free meat and hide, because there really isn't any dodos around, is there? So I chanced it. There was a fight going on over to the right of me. No need to pay attention to that. All that matters in this moment is free meat, with some technical difficulties. I've noticed the saber had lost the battle over there, so I decided to chop that one up too. Sorry, kitty. As I was running home, there was another battle. Today is my lucky day. I am now officially upgraded to a scavenger. We got lucky and got some pelt too. I cooked some of that delish meat up, made the rest of my cool outfit, and crafted a sleeping bag in mortar and pestle. I decided I needed to expand if I was going to fit anything in this house, and I did so, with some slight difficulties. Perfection. I placed my new furniture and decided it was time to get some bows and arrows. Please notice my struggle of being thirsty all the time. This is a new trend. I started on narcotics, and then night fell. And I saw this little guy and thought to myself, one day you will be mine. And with that, I turned in for the night. Day 2, I was out gathering when I noticed a manna out in the distance. I totally forgot those were a thing. I desperately needed water, so I needed to get a water res thing, which meant I needed cementing paste. I upgraded to wood. So much room for activities, and I was on a mission for keratin. I climbed up on this rock and found my target and oh wait, hold on, I'm thirsty again, and then shot my shot. I'm so sorry. Anki was running away when his buddy decided to join in. this worked out perfectly. We did this for a bit, and my first Anki went down, and then the second one. I got as much keratin as I could, only like 5 or 6, when I realized it was snowing. Snow meant water, which meant I need my water res ASAP. I made cementing paste, and I tried to place. Well, I'm missing something. Take 2. Just right. But it stopped snowing, so I made myself a water skin for the next time. I was out taking an afternoon stroll when I saw another saber. I ran for safety real quick. I put down a bed and a nightstand and built a ramp? I don't know what past Kitty was thinking, but I take no responsibility for what went on in her head. This may happen a lot. I built up. For the view, perhaps? An emergency exit? Possibly? Like, what? Before bed, I was watching the mana one last time, making sure I was safe when... Did you see that? My heart stopped. But he didn't do anything. If that was the only heart attack of the day, then I'm happy. In day 3, I put up a ladder for my escape route, and I'm apparently pleased with myself. I at least then realized that maybe a ramp isn't so good. I placed a forge and placed a cooking pot to make med brews, only to realize I need water for those. The mana finally got killed, so I went and did what I did best. Scavenge. I'm at home minding my business, thinking about life, when I hear something. And again, I go look outside. There's a snow owl! I rush inside, close the door, lay down, and contemplate. I then decide what any rational person would. Tame it! I get all the narcos made I can and make trank arrows. I go outside. Surely he's stuck. No, run! This is dumb. What am I thinking? Well, he's attacking my house now. If I will shoot him in the head in here. I decide to finally go outside because I'm wasting so many arrows. This may actually work. I'm trying to take my time. Every trank counts. On my last one, I go inside and I try to make more. I need more narco berries. I rush out and start gathering. It doesn't matter that I'm dying of thirst again. Think, Kitty, think. I know, trap him. Then again, maybe not. Once again, I continue to force Mr. Snow Owl to be my friend. That's when the Chally decided that we're no longer bros. Bruh. Seriously, I thought we were good. Run! Is it necessary to throw your poop? This was a load of crap. I collected my things, shamelessly got some more meat, and gathered narco berries for the rest of the night. On day 4, I logged back on, and there was the snow owl. I also took a look outside, and wouldn't you know it, a rhino and a piggy are going at it. This has seriously got to be the worst neighborhood ever. My rhino buddy saved me though. Yay! Scavenge time. For one brief moment, I forgot about him. Maybe this trap will work. Again, no! He started tearing down my house, but I had prepared. I put up the extra walls and ran outside while he was distracted. I began tranking him again. When I ran out of arrows this time, the only thought that came to my mind was slingshot. Of course. Let the stoning begin. The first one broke, so I crafted more. Then I ran out of stone. I continued with the slingshot for what seemed forever. He broke the rest of the house and then came after me. I didn't back down. Is it worth it to lose my house for him? 100% yes. Wait, is he torpor running? Whatever you do, Kitty, don't hit that mammoth. I chased him around for another good 20 minutes. He eventually hung out in this spot. And what gets stuck on this cliff. When I exhausted all my tools, I resorted to the only thing I had left. My bare hands. I Chuck Norris'd this owl. Needless to say, this didn't end very well. Oh well, free meat. I got back home and realized I had gotten some new neighbors. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I just thought maybe it would be good for a change of scenery, you know? I then set out. I found this cliff face along the border. This was perfect. Nothing could fall off. I set up, watched a show or two, and turned in for the night. Day 5 was the quietest so far. Well, sort of. I gathered resources, finished up the house. I didn't say I was a builder, okay? Upgraded to metal. And it snowed, so I hoarded all the water I could get in water skins. I decided I needed a noble steed on day 6. So who better than a mighty mammoth? I got up on a high rock, checked my surroundings. This should be high enough, right? I loaded up my crossbow and shot my first shot. She came barreling towards me. I got this. I know I do. She was smart. Too smart for me. I was knocked off the cliff and trampled to death. But I never gave up. I tried again. I put an arrow in her and ran up to a hill I knew was safe. Eventually, I got her down. I filled her with berries and waited patiently for my beautiful tame. As I waited, I noticed the piggy was getting too close for comfort to me and my tame. I needed to kill it. I got up on my rock and I shot him. And he could also get up my rock. Apparently, my depth perception is not the greatest. We had a good fight, though. At least now he had moved far enough away. I was scared, but I marched over there and I got my stuff. Finally, my mammoth awoke. I put a saddle on her and tested her out. We got some thatch and berries. Look at all those berries. P.S. I didn't know how to get wood just yet. And we beat drums together into the night. Today was a success. Day 7 went just about how you would expect a normal day in the snow to go. Mary and I headed out for crystal to make a spyglass and keratin to make a glass jar. Yeah, remember when I filled those water skins? It didn't work out too well. While out, we encountered fight after fight after fight after fight. These guys are fun to throw around, at least. After fight after fight after fight. This one was my fault. I accidentally hit our rhino friend and he almost killed Molly. After fight. Later, I got distracted by an Anki just outside my door and I decided I needed to tame it. That's when a snow owl decided that he wanted to join in on the fun too. But this Megatherium thought he was being rude and ended that quickly. I also made my glass jar and spyglass and figured out how to get wood with Molly while I waited. Day 8, I spotted some wolfies in the area, and that's when I decided that I needed some defenses not only for myself, but for my house, too. My Anki woke up, I saddled her up, and I named her Precious. I built a trap. Now Past Kitty was using ramps right, and I finally got some boots with the fur. Actually, the whole outfit. I enjoyed an afternoon coffee and said hi to my new neighbor Fred. And we only got attacked twice today. I started on the base defense just in case something didn't make it into my trap properly. Day 9 started off wonderfully. When I started eyeing up those wolfies again, forget everything I said about base defenses. Then everything happened so fast. This mammoth came out of nowhere as I was leading the wolves into my trap. The wolves started attacking another mammoth, and then it was the calm before the storm. The mammoth came back and the wolfies came too. At least I got one trapped. I tried to lead the other in, but the mammoth just wouldn't stop. I couldn't kill that other high-level wolf. I finally killed the mammoth and attempted to lead the wolf in again. It just didn't work. Molly, no! I love you! Time to fight back. I will get my revenge. My stuff was in between a wolf and a hard place. This is my chance to trap him at least. Run! I got my stuff, but if you think this day is over, it's not. There was now a pig in front of my trap. It needed to go. I jumped on my only steed and I galloped into battle once again. Things were going great when I accidentally hit the Megatherium. We were done for. Precious. No! I ran only to realize he didn't come after me. I was my only defense now. Then came a saber, and I got so lucky. Just watch. Sucker. And then it says here in my notes, I legit cried this day. I'm assuming it's right at this moment. I just needed one break. I sucked it up. I put on my big girl pants, and I knocked that piggy out. I was finally able to attend to the wolfies. I got them down, I got them back up, started breeding, and continued building up the base. Our newest addition made me realize maybe tomorrow will be a better day. On day 10, I got myself a level 125 dire wolf to go with my 135. I tended to baby, and then noticed there was some stranger dangers in the neighborhood. So we fought them. A pig joined in. No! Breeding girl! I love you! Yeah. And my wolf that I was taming got hit. As I was gathering, another mana targeted me, and all I could think of was baby. I tried to keep him safe, but the mana was relentless. This was a nightmare. But did you see that shot? It was epic. After everything was done, I looked for baby, but he was nowhere to be found. I got our new wolfie and went out and defended our neighborhood. Turns out Piggy was an actual cow, and I was having a hard time keeping food up. You know what that means? Meat run! I finished putting up all the gates to protect our base. And to finish the day off, somewhere, somehow, our baby died. On day 11, I made as many babies as I could. I made a baby protection house as my only threat seems to be manas now. And I watched longingly for what I once had. Wait, is that a 130 mammoth? I want it. I get it. I feed it. It died. I'm assuming to that pig over there. But I did get a mutation. Look at those purple feet. And I upgraded the baby house because they grow up so fast and they deserve a better house than even me. Day 12, the babies and pig were eating me out of house and home. So I went and wrecked some face. I initiated all the wolves into the pack and gave them all wonderful names. We have Frosty, Diamond, Dyer, original, I know, Boots, Fairmere, don't judge my spelling, and Felicia. I again spotted a low-level mammoth. It's something, right? Try 5,000, complete. Can you guess what happened next? Yep, these darn manas are the bane of my existence. And well, so much for that mammoth. At least I have a new roommate to keep me company. Day 13, there was a Yeti that was terrorizing our neighbors. Maybe, just maybe, I could tame this guy. But let's just say Past Kitty didn't really think things through quite well. And I got myself trapped. And then I got super scared by the Yeti. But eventually, I prevailed and killed him. Although I really would have rather been friends with him. I spotted another mammoth and decided that we should get him. At least he's safe in the trap now, right? Then again, maybe not. These manas, I tell you. Hey, you, get away from my mammoth. Oh, wait. What's happening? Well, I decided I might as well tame him too, since he's kind of stuck. They sure are cute when they're sleeping, aren't they? When the mana woke up, I realized he was very stuck, so I decided to wait until the mammoth awoke. But Ark had yet another surprise for me. A silly pig killed him. I finally figured out how to get my piggy out of the house. I upgraded to some gun power, and I grabbed the whole crew, and I decided it was time to head out for an adventure. And what a magnificent adventure it was. I found a local watering hole, which means one part of my life is now way better. And I was finally moving up in the world. After a long and hard day, we retired peacefully for the night. Day 14 to 17 was kind of jumbled all into one, so here's a brief breakdown. I was finally able to get myself a mammoth, and I named him Manny. I went for a joy fly on Falcor. Yes, I named him Falcor, because he's my sky puppy. Whee! But his stam is trash. I spotted a Giga. I don't think I have ever been that close to one before. I may have accidentally pressed a wrong button, and I saw my life flash before my eyes. Have you ever done that? I slowly got myself another Anki. I built a flyer trap because our next step is to get a snow owl. Realized I desperately needed a doed. I was so sick of getting stoned by hand, which meant I had to go to the desert, which also meant that I needed chiropods, which meant I needed oil. So it was time to plan for our first outing. I found a sheep, so was able to have a nice, delicious meal. Mwah! I got attacked by a wolf who fit through one of the gaps in my base gates, and now Falcor went missing. I found a 135 snow owl that I was able to lure back to the trap, only to have it die mysteriously. I tried to teach myself whistling order groups. I still don't get it. I found Falcor, yay! And I happily lured him back home. Now that I finally knew where to get water, my first order of business was to make myself pretty clothes. I found a higher level piggy and trapped him, but he would have to wait, as my first order of business was to find a snow owl. Lo and behold, in the exact same place our first attempted snow owl got stuck, there was another 2. A level 95 will have to do. So I began to try and trap her, with a lot of trouble, might I add. And I promise you, I have done this before. I swear they're just terrorizing me at this point. I died for the sake of this tame. I guess I have to start being a little more careful, eh? I finally killed her level 10 boyfriend, got her in, tranked her out. I also knocked out the piggy who was patiently waiting for me. I gave this beauty the best meat I had cooked up. And once up and ready to go, I named her Solstice, and I took her out for a quick swoop. Oh, how I've missed flying. I realized that this piggy was gonna take forever to tame and decided against it. Are they really that important? Oh yeah, I'm missing Falcor again because of another mana attack. This is why I keep everything on passive. In the wee hours of day 19, I found Falcor partying it up with his friends. I had to go and be a big party pooper and bring him home, only to make it there to find the rest of the party animals doing the exact same thing. And here I was thinking I was the one that needed to be supervised. I rounded everyone up and began prepping for my big trip in the morning. P.S. There is now some weird glitch on my single player save. We're stuck with it from here on out. Solstice and I headed out on day 20 to the wastelands. To say I was nervous would be an understatement. With only 24 in-game hours, I had to get a move on for everything I needed. I found some obsidian, gathered from some oil rocks, and I also had to take a quick trip home because I was getting too heavy. I then grabbed some fungal wood because you never know when you might need some of that, did some sightseeing, and went and kicked some corrupted butt. Side note, did you know that you can use corrupted nodules as polymer? What? I found an elemental vein. Those look so cool, but I don't think I could ever defeat one. I kicked more butt and eventually flew home for the night. Once there, I looted Solstice for all the goodies we had obtained, and one of Falcor's friends came over to see if he could come out and play. After everything was all said and done, we had some dinner and went to sleep. I was out for my morning stroll when I found a beaver dam. Best day ever. I looted it quickly and went happily on my way. I was looking for a terminal to see what exactly I needed to craft a Cairo, when I realized they can't be crafted in there. I quickly confirmed, big thank you to I Don't Skate for checking for me, that I had only two options. Option 1, to craft Kairos at the boss terminals, caves, or in the Forbidden Lands, or to defeat some drops. It was in that moment I decided what our mission was, to attempt all levels of loot drops. I love prezzies. That settles it. It's time to get to work. I went home to prepare. And what must one do when preparing for battle? Get their hair did. Perfection. Maybe I could tame that Giga I saw. Wouldn't that be cool? I've never had a Giga before. I went home to contemplate and started looking at what I could build with all my newfound goodies. I crafted a harpoon gun and some nets, a metal water tank, and a fabricator. I ran out of polymer, so I decided that was good for now. Phew, what a productive day. Day 22, I decided I needed another snow owl. I headed out, and the highest level I could find was this level 85. This'll work, I guess. I led him back home, attempted to trap him for 20 minutes. Am I the only one that has a problem with trapping these guys? And I finally got him in, using Solstice as bait. And I let him have a little nap. I decided to get rid of the piggy in my trap, since he was distracting all my to-be tames. And once ready, I grabbed our fresh bird and named him Zima. And I did what anyone else would do when they find a mate for their tames. I let them smoosh booties. Is this weird? It's weird. They made me a beautiful egg, and I hatched my beautiful baby boy. I watched him closely for the night and tried to get as many imprints as possible. Day 23 to 26, I'm sure Solstice and Zima were getting tired, but I needed an army. So an army we shall have. I hatched as many babies as I could handle to take care of, and while I waited, I began development of my new house. We went for quite a few meat runs and gathering. Fun thing about living in the snow, there's never a dull moment. I finished the inside of my house, named my first babe Pedro, because Pedro's number 1. Then we have Paula, Pierre, Owl formerly known as Pre. Apparently, it was too long to fit Prince. Pete and Pascal. Who's your fave? I completed the final touches to the house. It's a bit better than before, and took the owls out for some levels. Unfortunately, we lost Pascal, an owl formerly known as Pre. We loved you, but only the strong will survive in my little army. With a goal in mind, I was so excited. On day 27 and 8, I spent the whole day prepping for the first drop. I took the owls out to level them up some more. Found a couple other beaver dams. I saddled up Pete, bred Pedro and Paula, just in case something were to happen to them. I needed all their eggs. Made some canteens and a going away box to put all my stuff in. Finally made a pump action shotgun and some ammo to go along with it. And I was now officially prepared. We headed out bright and early on day 29 to look for a blue drop in the wastelands. For those of you who do not know how to defend an OSD, you must protect the force field and drop in multiple waves. For this instance, the blue drop is 5 waves. They start with 10,000 health, and you must not let the corrupted creatures break it. Blue is the easiest of them with corrupted creatures between levels 1 to 30, but even low levels can prove to be dangerous because they can deal significantly more damage. I headed to my favorite lookout for drops. It is the tallest tower in the city. You can see all the land, and there's 2 perches on either side, and I waited. And waited, napped, and waited. I realized I accidentally forgot a saddle for Pierre to protect him. Oops. And then I saw it. I tried to wait and see if it would cool down, but of course it wouldn't. That's when I remembered that I have a snow owl to heal me. We headed towards it. My strategy was simple. I did not have one. I was so scared. Once the drop started, I prepared for the worst and hoped for the best. I looked around waiting for the dinos to attack. First, there was Delos, then pterodons, and more Delos. That's when the force field started to shrink. We needed to do better. Then a Rex started coming in. I quickly realized having everyone following me was becoming a nightmare. I wish I had figured out how to use those whistle controls. The Rex went down, but now there was so many creatures wreaking havoc on the OSD. I needed to get over there quick. I killed all corrupted dinos in sight. I healed us all up while we waited for yet another wave. And it began again. Creature after creature piling in. The drop was only down close to 2,000 health. Surely we got this, right? 3 more waves to go. Now there was raptors. But mainly Delos seemed to be the nuisance with this one. Wave 3 and 4 seemed to be going well. We were finally on the last wave, only 3,000 HP down. We can do it! Pterodons, raptors, Delos, piece of cake. Astego, no prob. We did it! OMG! Time to claim our prize. All I'm hoping for is Kairos. I quickly ejected and looted our gifts. we got some pretty cool stuff. 4 Kairos, that's what I'm talking about. On my last batch, a Carno decided to congratulate us and give me a mini heart attack. At least I know my birdies got my back. Feeling on top of the world, I flew home. Excited to tell everyone the tale. Day 31 was a pretty chill day. I had organized everything that I had received from the Wastelands and Drop, got some surprise visitors, and decided to take advantage of that extra polymer, a canteen and GPS. That's all I made, and only 1 required poly. I congratulated Pedro on a job well done, and finally gave Pierre a saddle and gave him some extra love for forgetting about him. I started dreaming of a vacation, maybe somewhere warm. That's when I decided to prepare. When I was out on a meadow run, I noticed something. Can you tell me what is wrong with this picture? Fred is gone! I was now sad, and I moped around for a bit. We did the only thing we could do, and have a memorial. Everything we do, Fred, we do it for you. You will never be forgotten. I was startled awake on day 32. There's something to get your blood moving. We got a couple more visitors and continued gathering for preparation on our next adventure. I was going to need a lot of trank darts. I then realized I was going to need more than 1 forge. 2 should do. Then again, maybe 3. Day 33, I just about had everything ready. Was really just waiting on more ammo. I went to go fill up Pedro. And that's when I realized I couldn't find him anywhere. I searched and I searched, and I just couldn't find him. There you are, you little bugger. I brought him down and I filled him up. Can you guess where we're going tomorrow? On day 34, we headed out. If you guessed that we were going to the desert, you get a cookie. Yay! Our first order of business was to play on a geyser. Whee! Okay, time to get serious. First thing I searched for was a doed, and within seconds I found one. Level 60? Good enough. Doeds are pretty slow, so I was confident in getting this one easy peasy. He finally passed out and was stuck on a little cliff. I'm sure he'll be safe over here. I gave him some berries, put the tracker on him, and I set out looking for a Volanosaur. But I had to be careful of the dangers that this sandy land had to offer. I totally forgot what taming one of these entails. This was getting a little trickier than I pictured it. Oh, she mad. There was no way I would get her into that trap. It was useless. I got her in the net and I started shooting. With every dart, all I could say was, please go out. Please go out. She was out. That was so epic. I filled her with meat and searched for more. We got a level 80 male and did the same thing. I was getting too confident. I Kairo'd them all up. What else should I get? That's when I saw him. A 150. That would be my highest level yet. I had to have him. I got up on a rock because that always goes over well with me. Finally got him in a net after many attempts. Please go out. Please go out. Nope. Run! That dude broke my pants. I waited for him to calm down. Take 2. Please go down. Out. I'm not sure if it was me or the bug, but we hit him. Let's blame the bug. We waited till he was up and we flew out in style. On day 35 to 37, I popped everyone out of their Kairos. P.S. I named my 150 Vinny. Oops. I forgot that Cairo sickness was a thing. Wait, isn't he the one that broke my pants? Tequila should be a fitting name for him. A fitting name indeed. We named the girl Vivian and the doed roly-poly. I quickly took them out for a test run. Whee! Pew, 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 pew! Then can you guess what I did for the next couple days? Baby making time. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. I quickly upgraded the baby protector house. So it was a lot of this. Even more of this. A lot of this. But definitely not a lot of this. Yes, I did try the Cairo trick, but those picky babies, I tell ya. Once all grown, we named the snow owls Pascal, Petrie, and Phoenix. And for the Volanosaurs, we have Vixen, Victor, and Vanessa. Day 38, the Volanosaurs and I headed out to test their strength. They had survived hot, dry desert, but could they survive the cold, frigid snow? We shall see. While out, I found a sheep, so decided to go home for a quick barbecue. Who wants some? After lunch, we went back out because I was having so much fun with them. They did a really good job. A bit later, the gathering crew and I were grabbing some stone, and I was on my way back when I spotted a 130 Beauty. I ran home. I needed him in my life. When I was on my bird flying towards him, I realized I had forgotten about Roly-Poly. That slowpoke wasn't at home yet. I had a decision to make, and quick. Sacrifice my brand new Doid for a high-level tame, a Yudi, or let the chaos of a battle unfold. I went with the latter. So long, beautiful Yudi. I wish I could have had you. What a way to end the day. On day 39, I went out for a fly, and that's when I saw a level 80 Yudi. It's no 130, but it was a good one. I tried to get her attention, but she kept getting distracted. And when I finally would get her attention, she would just scare me away. But I could tell she really wanted to live with us. After a few attempts and scares, I got her in. I tranked her out and waited. Everything seemed to go so quickly. That's when I realized she wasn't a level 80. She was a level 15. Imposter. How many of you noticed that? She woke up and I led her into the yard. I was so mad. I named her Liza for being so deceiving with all her lies. I went to clear my head and saw a level 100 bear. I could use him for fiber at least. I attempted to get him into the trap. Ever forget to do something important? I sure have. Finally, he scurried in. I really hope he has some sweet dreams. Day 40 to 41, Pooh Bear finally came to from his hibernation. We all went out for a leisurely drive. Guess what command I learned to do? I almost got my wolfies killed, but come on, I had so much fun. And I had gathered so much keratin, I was able to craft new saddles for my army. I then began thinking about how I needed to get a yellow drop done by day 50, but I'll definitely need some OP gear. So I planned my next trip and started to pack up. Can you guess where we are going next? Day 42, Pedro and I flew out. If you guessed that we were going to the forest, you get a cookie! Yay! 2 if you're subbed. I began my search for gachas. I guess not that one. I finally spotted a gacha I wanted to tame. I carefully checked my surroundings when I spotted the love of my life, an otter. Change of plans for now. I went fishing and coaxed this little angel to be mine. I named her Spirit because she is my spirit animal. All right, back to business. We fought a theory, tamed a purple moss chops for ... Fiber. I named him Prince. Found my first gacha and named her Pumpkin. Selected my second gacha and named him Patch. I only had one Cairo left, so I had to choose. What's something useful that doesn't need a mate? A Lystro! Free XP! Yay! I named her Level Up, and with some time to spare, I basked in the tranquility of the forest before heading home. Days 43 to 47, I played with my new toys. Tames. Decorated around the house a little bit. Forgot about Cairo sickness again. I wonder if I'm forgetting something else. And put my gachas to work right away. I seriously love prezzies. Tested out the moss chops. Have you figured out what I have forgotten yet? Made a baby who I named my brown-eyed girl. Because look at those eyes. Made a crafting table to make an item collector so I wouldn't miss any of the crystals. And I got a little bored, so I hung out with baby and went for a swing. I also created a separate storage for all the special loot the gachas were making me. That's when I remembered what I had forgotten all along. I already had a fiber gatherer, Pooh Bear. Technically the moss chops was useless now, but I love him anyways. We went for a keratin and meat run as we were running low, and I found this beautiful red and white moose. He had to be mine. I named him Camusi because he's now officially Canadian, and he was a true helpful Canadian at that. I then proudly placed him like a flag on top of the house for all of us to admire. While I was in my storage box, I had seen that I had a pretty strong miner's helmet from the crystals, and knew Spirit needed some protection. Not only will she be safe, she will be the light of my life too. Day 48, I said good morning to Camusi and had one thing in mind. The Giga we saw a while back. I could really use him right about now. I checked where I had first found him, but he wasn't there. So I ventured to other places, just in case I was wrong. Nope, he was gone. I guess it wasn't meant to be. He probably disappeared with Fred. Maybe if I killed some of these creatures around, another Giga would spawn. Oh gosh, not again. Take 2. Seriously, Yudi, can you please stop? Thank you. Maybe a Yudi or Megatherium tame will do. I was on my way home when I spotted a kitty. I don't have a kitty yet. Have you ever made a mistake that you've made 1,000 times and you still can't get it right? I pressed the wrong button. I jumped off my bird. I had no time to think. I started panicking. I whistled neutral, but Pedro ignored. I was on my own now. The saber was biting me. The falls weren't killing me. Oh, wait. They did. Spirit! I flew back down as quickly as I could. I spotted Pedro and got him to follow. I got to myself and Spirit, but the saber was nearby. My big brain thought if I jump off, he will attack me again, and I would need time to get my things and Spirit. So I should kill it first, right? Wrong. As I was fighting, a Daedon joined, and another. Guess who was on neutral? I don't know if you can see it, but Spirit was fighting her best fight. My only thought now was to keep her covered. She is definitely getting hit. We must protect her. Pedro was over on the other side fighting other animals, and like the brave soldier she was, she bolted off to save her big brother. OMG. Here we go. She won't survive this. She was fighting with all her tiny might. One last piggy to go. She was giving it her all. Is she alive? This crazy little hero survived all that. I was shook. I grabbed my things. I went home and I gave her a real talking to. That helmet saved her life. She barely had a scratch. And I took a breather for the rest of the day. That was just too much. to handle. Day 49, I crafted a loadout mannequin because today I meant business. I picked out my best gear and colored it with my war colors. Not gonna lie, I really like the looks of the riot pants. I then started to train. Cue cheesy workout montage. After all was said and done, I made sure to hydrate, got my protein and fruit, and got a good night's sleep. The time has come. Day 50, we headed out to my favorite place to be on the lookout for drops. For those of you who would like to know, a yellow drop is as follows. They also have 5 waves, like the blue drop, to defeat corrupted creatures and to protect the OSD. This drop will have 50,000 health. Nice, right? And the event itself is considered medium. But the corrupted creatures now spawn in between levels 100 to 180, and they get slightly bigger than the last time. All this being said, the prezzies you can get from a yellow drop are a little better than the blue one, so we shall see. And now we wait for what feels like the longest wait of my life. I swear Ark knows exactly what drop I'm waiting for, and it won't give it to me. We finally spotted a yellow drop and set out to prepare. I found a safe spot to load everyone out of Kairos, said hi to Arexi, and headed towards the drop. My strategy this time was put spikes around the drop. I had each Volanosaur following one snow owl and the snow owls following Pedro. And maybe, just maybe, whistling passive to aggressive would work a little better. The event started. Delos and Pterodons were a cinch. Okay, Trikes may be a tad harder, but we got this. Crap, raptors and lots of them. Do these ones pounce? Victor, no! Carnos were heading in and lots of them. Petrie, no! I was panicking too much to remember to use the whistles. I put everyone on neutral. On wave 2, everything went terribly. Raptors and parsers were coming in. I think I see a Spino too. The next thing I know, I'm falling off Pedro. In a panic, I try to get my sense back. Quick, Kitty, run! Everything came towards me. They started dogpiling on me. I was done. I raced back as fast as I could, only to get the message I had been dreading. Spirit, no! I watched as the rest finished up my mess, packed everyone up, and with sadness and defeat, headed back home. Once there, I set up a grave for Spirit and realized maybe it was time to get a little more serious. We will try again, and with that, we will need a bigger, more powerful-ish team. Day 53 to 56, with a new goal in mind, consisted of gathering and searching for the perfect team. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a tad of a scaredy cat, and I wanted to try something maybe no one else has tried before. I am definitely not a high enough level to have a Giga anyway. I also wanted to be high enough off the ground so I could see around me, but not flying, so I could feel like I was in control. Why don't we try mammoths? Days 57 to 68 was filled with breeding upon breeding. As I was so far behind, I needed at least one decent mutation line. If you're looking for an easy step-by-step breeding guide, be sure to check out Chaotix. It's amazing. Sorry to say, I got a tad impatient and was running out of time, so I only got through the first few steps for my mutations. Here are some key notes for these days. We got twins the first try, but unfortunately they were both boys. We started to get very, very full at base. I got my first health mutation and then a melee mutation right after that. I was getting so much loot from the gachas, I had to make separate storages for weapons and armor, and then created my army. It was time to get them ready for what was next. Day 69. Noise. I welcomed the newbies to the team. Their names were Boromir, Legolas, my fave, Frodo, Sam, and the beautiful Arwen. We then ventured out all day and night to get that sweet, sweet XP. We prepped and left to attempt the yellow drop again on days 70 to 71. I got a full set of riot gear from the gachas. At least this time, I'm going in style. As we landed on our usual perch, I noticed I was missing one of the snow owls. FYI, for any of you who plan to have an army of snow owls, they do this thing where they land in the air and fall all the way down when you're flying, especially when you're doing the swoop thingy. So be forewarned, because this can get very annoying. Needless to say, waiting for this drop wasn't so boring, because I spent my time looking for him to no avail. Day 72, I spotted the drop and went straight for it. This time I felt confident with my big, beautiful beasts. It started right away with no time to prepare. I had to separate everyone because it was getting too hard to move. With everyone on neutral, we should be good, right? The force field was shrinking, but I was not worried. But I felt strangely that I was the only one doing anything. Hey, you guys, you doing okay over there? Raptors came in and we slaughtered them. Finally, I was getting some help. We were kicking butt. The OSD started sparking. This may not be good. Another wave down and things were coming in hot. The only thing I was having trouble with was my mammoth stam. Otherwise, we were rocking it. The herd decided to go on coffee break again. That's okay, guys. I got this. Last wave and my whole world went up into flames. Time to call for backup. We cannot lose this drop. With only 4,000 health left, we did it! That was so close. Thanks, guys, for your help. Super appreciate it. Yeah, I gathered our goodies, and we got 6 more Kairos. Yay! Then I headed home in victory. Day 73. Not much was done except for organizing from yesterday and crafting. But I did make a new toy. The next day, we headed to the big city. The first thing I did was broke out roly-poly to collect as much element dust as I could. I filled up the snow owls, and then I went on the hunt for enforcers. For those of you who don't know, enforcers deal 4 times the damage to corrupted creatures. So these guys are definitely a necessity for the next drop. I had one slight issue with Pedro, who kept flying away from me every time I got off. 'Twas slightly terrifying. Ooh, I also got a pink one, and it was a 132. Bing pot. Once I was full and almost ready to head out, I did one last look out for Pierre. This seems like the spot I was flying over when I lost him. Look who it is! Now we're a happy family reunited. On day 75, I unloaded all my goodies from the city and began the long process of carrying everything over to a terminal to craft even just one of these guys. They sure were heavy and expensive. It took trip after trip after trip. Paused for a metal break. I need way more. After trip and after trip. On this last one, there was a Chally taunting me. With only one life left, there was no way I was going to let one of these guys take my first and my last. I had to be extra careful. See? I knew he'd do that. So close. When done, I quickly stuffed my enforcer in my pocket, and I was excited to check it out. On days 76 to 77, I began the process all over again to make one more. I ran out of polymer, so 2 is all I could make. That's it. That's all I did for these 2 days. It was time for the next OSD. I loaded everything up and put everyone in chiropods. P.S. I named the first enforcer Jenny Wakeman. We then headed to our destination. Today I felt so determined and organized, but probably not. Now here's some info about a red drop. This one also has 5 waves. And just a side note for this OSD and previous ones, the first wave is at 0. So technically they all have 6 waves if you count the first one. My apologies, that was my mistake. The drop health starts at 100,000 HP and it is considered hard. And rightly so. Not only are the dinos bigger, badder, and meaner, these corrupted dudes spawn in at levels 200 to 300. But the prezzies from this drop can be well worth the fight. So now we wait. Oh crap, I almost fell off there. Enough playing around. This waiting process was getting unbearably uncomfortable. I was so scared, and the mystery of what comes next was killing me. But I made the best of it, and I went for the best swoop of my life to grab water. You should really try it out sometime. It was so fun. The drop had landed, and I got everyone prepared. Oh, and I named the second enforcer Ravage Johnny 5. My strategy this time was to have a Velonosaur enforcer following one mammoth, as well as a snow owl following each of them. They of course would all be following me. I also thought I should put down a turret to even help just a little bit. Nope, I didn't even have time to think to place it. The event had started. Everything was piling in, but they were stuck outside. This is going to be easy. The event area was a little awkward, but that's okay. Uh-oh, the force field was down. That's okay, we got this. That's when the Spinos started coming in, and Pterodons, and Carnos, and Rexes. Come on, guys, kick some butt. Jenny Wakeman! No! This is getting a little out of hand. Ravage Johnny 5! No! I thought enforcers were tough, but I guess not. We were fighting with all our might. I have the baddest team out there. Fight, my babies! Fight! Fight! Pierre! No! Pedro! Arwen! We must kill these stegos. At least everyone was working this time round. Legolas's torpor was going up, and we didn't even have time for a stand break. Wait, is that a wyvern? OMG. This is getting so bad. Come on! Vanessa! Phoenix! Frodo! Paula! Pascal! I need to move fast to help. My mammoth's torpor was getting too high and my health way too low, and I have nothing left to heal me. 3 mammoths left and 1 Velonosaur. Maybe we can get through this. Wave 3. Spinos upon Spinos. Paracers and even more. Come on, guys, stick together. Boromir, no! Sam! I need to retreat. I can't move. Legolas! Run, kitty, run! Get out of here! This was my last life. This was the end. With Vinny still left behind, I know he was my strongest soldier. The red drop is no joke. There you have it, folks. My 100-ish days. Could we have done everything differently? For sure. But we did it the pro-ish Ark way. We tried new things, had tons of fun, and that's all that matters. If you did like what I provided for you today, feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Now, for those of you that made it to the end, I do have a very special surprise for you. Alternative endings. What ifs, if you will. Choose between Red Drop with friends or Desert Titan with friends. And let me know in the comments below what biome I should attempt to survive in next. I hope you all have a super, duper amazing day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.